Let's talk a little bit about a Chattanooga institution this morning and how you can have a chance to be a part of it. The institution is Siskin Children's Institute. Don Muller is the president and CEO. The fun of it that you get to be a part of, we're helping you plan ahead, is StarNight is coming up in August 23rd, I think, to be specific. Amanda Johns is here. She's a board member and happy to be co-chairing the event this year. So good to see you both.
Well, thank you for having us.
I'm glad that I get to be the early bird getting the worm and talking to the two of you this morning, because StarNight sells out quickly. Amanda, you know that.
It does.
So people need to get on the edge of their seats and get ready to get their tickets.
Absolutely, absolutely. So let's talk about what it is for
Yeah.
those that may not know. StarNight is our annual event where we come together with a community to really celebrate the incredible work that Siskin Children's Institute leads for local children and their families. But it's also an opportunity for us to raise awareness. And the more awareness and resources that we can raise as a community, the more lives that we can impact. And so it's a great fun night, but it's also for a cause.
I mentioned off the bat the Chattanooga institution. The Siskin name is one that just reverberates around town. But you begin talking about the Children's Institute and people get a bit teary-eyed, Don, because it is endless, the number of lives that y'all have touched.
We are very blessed that Mose and Garrison Siskin started us more than 75 years ago. So we're celebrating our 75th anniversary this year, and literally have helped thousands of children. And it's a very unique resource that many communities don't have access to. We serve kids from more than 7 states, which just is a testimony to the fact that it's a very unique place, and we're thankful to be here.
Yeah, I love that part of the story, because it wasn't too many years ago, I think, that y'all branched out and you began to bring a lot of the services to the Nashville area, and then of course now it's in North Georgia as well. But you've got a big city like Nashville, yet they didn't have what we have.
It's really amazing. We do about 60,000 visits a year. A large portion of those are therapeutic visits, but the most important part is the early diagnostics. So we're doing about 5,000 diagnostic visits a year. When I started a year ago, the wait list was 1,700 children. Now we're down to just 650 or so. So we can get kids in very quickly, where in the past they had to wait almost a year to get in.
How have you done that?
We've hired some additional resources. We've hired some nurse practitioners that are extenders that help the diagnostic pediatricians. Our productivity has increased significantly. Our docs are really on board. They want to see as many new visits as they possibly can. And what we're really trying to do is get to kids as early as possible, because when you intervene early, you can really change the trajectory of these kids and teach them skills.
I want to get back to selling tickets for StarNight, I do, but I do want to point this out, because very often you can look at a person, so here you are, president and CEO of Siskin, and you don't necessarily know how a person gets there. So I asked you off camera if you've always had this as your career path. Pediatrics has always been your passion.
Yeah, pediatrics has been a great career for me. I've really enjoyed it. I've worked at very large hospitals, Children's Healthcare of Atlanta, very wealthy hospitals. I also worked at very poor hospitals up in Philly. So I love being involved with kids, and it's great to increase access.
And you helped to actually create an autism center, right?
The Marcus Autism Center was a project I got to do along with Bernie Marcus and some great leaders. And they've really helped introduce the world to this whole concept of early diagnosis and getting these kids as young as possible. And we're hoping to use some of the money that we raise at StarNight to actually bring some technology here that can diagnose children with autism as young as 18 months.
As young as 18 months. And that, as you know, all of us know, is truly life-changing for children. That early diagnosis is so key. So you are talking to us early, because it's not even officially announced yet who the entertainment's going to be, but you never disappoint with StarNight. You always bring in some fun names.
Yes, absolutely. And so with this being the 75th anniversary, like Don was sharing, for the impact that Siskin Children's Institute has had, we are definitely focusing back on our true stars, which are the children and the families. And so when you come to StarNight, you can expect a lot of fun, dinner, dancing, but most importantly, you're going to hear some of the impactful, heartwarming, real-life stories of the children that we've served, and that's really, for us, those are the true stars.
So, you know, there's a lot of conversation, I think, in kitchens around the country now, especially when it comes to autism, about how common it is now to have a child diagnosed with autism. I remember the day growing up, I had a friend in church who was diagnosed, and it was something novel. Now, most people know somebody who autism touches, but the prognosis for those families is so positive now.
When I started my career in this field, it was 1 out of every 150 kids. Now it's 1 out of every 32 is diagnosed with autism. A large portion of that is the expanding of the diagnostic criteria and what's considered autism. So it's not necessarily there are more kids, but there are more kids being recognized and diagnosed. I think the stigma around autism is gone, and a lot of people are embracing helping these kids. But any way you look at it, there's a lot of kids that need help, and our job is to get to them as early as possible and to give them the resources and the therapies they need to be successful.
That is not the extent, though, of who you help at Siskin, right?
That is very true. Our mission is to help kids with special needs and their families by using evidence-based care, and I really like that part because in this world today there are lots of non-evidence-based treatments. We are 100% evidence-based, and our goal is to increase access for all children that have special needs.
It's very, I guess, human nature to overlook the things that are in your own backyard. You tend to think you have to go far away to find something that's good. Not the case. People are choosing to come far away to get our care here.
Yeah, we're blessed to have the resources to that Mose and Garrison left us. But the reality is that they left it because they knew special needs care would not be reimbursed at a level that's sustainable. So what we're telling the public is that we will see as many kids as we can afford to see. So every dollar we raise at StarNight will go towards seeing more children.
It's very much like the St. Jude story with Danny Thomas having the prayer of, "Dear God, if you will please help me, I promise I'm going to give back." That was the case with Siskin. "Dear God, if you will please help." Was it Mose or Garrison that made the prayer?
They actually decided that they would invest in people instead of stocks. But it was Mose that hurt his leg and brought the vision here, and they've done an amazing job of setting us up. Siskin Steel is celebrating their 125th anniversary this year. We participated in a party with them, and the rehab hospital, Siskin Rehab Hospital, is celebrating 35 years. So it's a great testimony to a legacy of a great family.
So come join the party. So right now it's tables that are for sale. The tickets are on sale for tables. Soon individual and couples tickets will open up as well. And then watch for Amanda and her team to make the announcement of who the amazing entertainment is going to be. But as she said, the star will be the kids. Siskin.org/StarNight to get your tickets.
There are quesadillas, and then there's Zaxby's giant chicken finger quesadillas, packed with their famous chicken fingers, cheese, and a whole lot of sauce. We're gonna need more napkins. Zaxby's giant chicken finger quesadillas. Who's got the sauce?
I'm Ultima Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Every time one of